So it was hilarious during the live though, right? When Cuban said that Hocus be in the Pocahontas hole trying to do a reality show to bang a bitch. Yo, he said some wild stuff, man.
See, I didn't hear it. He said that on the live
With you.
when I was on the live.
With you.
No, I didn't hear it.
He said that that Hocus be in the Pocahontas hole trying to do a reality show to bang a bitch. I thought the whole point of doing the
No, not the Pocahontas hole, the rabbit hole. Hocus got a thing called the rabbit hole.
He called it the Pocahontas hole though. That's why it was funny because
I didn't hear it.
Because he like, you know, Cuban is quick with the little stuff that he be saying and stuff.
But you see Hope's response was, you know what? Let's have a fight. You know, we're gonna fight.
Right, we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that. But what I was gonna say though is that it seemed like for that live, it was supposed to be about you talking about the Mysonne situation, but then you seemed reluctant to talk about it on the live. Why was that?
Because at the time it was fresh and I was still gathering my thoughts, because when so many people tell you you went about it the wrong way, you start thinking.
You needed time to process.
I needed time to process it.
Got you. Okay.
Right. But at the end of the day, like I said, that thing is like with the Mysonne, there's no problem with me and Mysonne. And I want people to know that we don't have a problem. You know?
So Cuban, after that live with you, he went and did his own, and he spoke about his issues with Mysonne in the past, saying that Mysonne basically forgot about him and told him Percy was the reason. And he also feels like Mysonne can't associate himself with you guys because he's in that political perspective, that different kind of tier now. I've said in the past that if Joe can stand next to Kamala Harris, the former vice president, and have goons around him, then I don't understand why Mysonne can't have you guys around.
See, here's the thing. It's just basically, it's an indication and underscores that we weren't really friends or brothers to begin with. You understand?
So it was business. It was a group.
It was business. And that's cool. Because look, I have a lot of brothers, like blood brothers, you know, that came by my mom. So I'm not looking for another brother if he don't want to be a brother to me. I have so many.
You're not going to force somebody to feel a certain way or view you as a brother if that's not how they naturally feel.
No, I can't. Panda, I can't. Because I would look like a sucker.
Right.
Sucker for love. And no, I'm good. So Cuban, he has a legitimate reason to feel how he felt, because Cuban dealt with Mysonne a lot longer than me from being in the industry in the early 2000s. And also he dealt with Mice after I went to jail in prison. So his feelings is legit. If that's how he felt, then that's how he feel. But do you see how, real is real. Cuban, you see how Cuban embraced me? It's nothing to stand next to me. You understand?
Right.
And it's not because he's looking for strength and he's looking for help. People love Cuban Links. You know, he's standing next to me because he liked me as a person. And then there's still some loyalty there, you know, as a person. Like, you know what? That's S1. You know, that's my people. That's family. You understand? And I respect that. You know? Lord Tariq, same thing. I speak to Lord Tariq. Lord Tariq is a good dude. We talk hip hop. We talk regular stuff. You know, he's one of my mentors. You know, and I got nothing but love and love Lord. You understand? Doors is Lord. Shout out to Lord. You see, Lord is all Lord quiet. He's chilling.
Yeah,
one of the best ever to do it. His pen game, his verses, his lyrics is dope.
Mm-hmm.
He just be in the cut. He'll just tell me, yo, S, man, just keep focusing on music. And we build on music and we build on other things. We don't even pay it. We don't worry about this stuff. You understand? It's just that I voice it and I voiced it out and put it out there. And that's why we even having this conversation. Because people might feel the same way I feel. And I'm not saying any of them feel like that. But me, I'm always going to voice it. So that's something I got to work on, because everything doesn't warrant a response from me. You understand?
Yeah. Were you aware that Hocus had issues with Mysonne before?
Yes.
Okay. And Cuban said that he had to kind of basically mitigate that situation.
Maybe so. I don't know the depth of the issues, but I'm sure they ironed it out.
Mhm.
And Hocus just move how he move.
Right.
Hocus don't have expectations on anything. He just move with the wind. He's just like, I embrace who embrace me. I'm a support who support me. Hocus is naturally a good dude. He's not a hater. Hope don't look at me as competition. He helps genuinely. And sometimes a lot of people in this business, Panda, they probably don't want to help you because they look at you as competition.
Yeah, that's facts.
That's how this business is. This business is really competitive. America's competitive. The world is competitive. So no one wants to help someone that they probably think that
Is a
if
threat
they
to
help,
them.
this person might get further than me. This person's a threat. So with that being said, Panda, all I can say is I'm just going to embrace those who embrace me, who show love to me. You know what I'm saying, P?
That's all
That's
you can
it.
do.
All I could do, man.
Do you personally feel like Mice is trying to erase his past with Bang Bang Boogie?
No,
you don't think that?
he's not that. Mice probably moved on.
Okay.
Which is fine. It's fine. He probably moved on because this is another thing that Mice said. I got word back in the day. He said, yo, because somebody was talking about Bang Bang Boogie to him, and he was like, nah, I'm done with that. That's the past. Who wants to go down with a sunken ship? So you viewed the Bang Bang Boogie situation as a sunken ship, right? And this came from a credible source. So if that's your feelings initially, and this was like years ago, that's how he looked at it, like a sunken ship. Maybe he looked at me as a sunken ship, But I'm here to tell y'all, this ship is back sailing. You know what I'm saying? And this voyage is going to be crazy.
That's fucked up if that's true, because it's like, that means that it was all good when it was cruising, and then now it's like basically like I'm off that.
That's how it is. That's how it is. And that's just life. And that's just business, and that's just life, P.
Yeah, I guess so.
And that's just life. And it's all good. But everybody loves a comeback story. You understand? Yeah. So with that being said, I'm here and I'm gonna keep doing what I do. A lot of these guys are like that. That's why I came at that dude Eve.
Wait, we're gonna get into that. We're gonna
Similar
get into
reasons.
that in a little bit. Okay, you jumping ahead.
Hold on.